So we have the official castings for both Thomas Snow and Ragdoll going into The Flash Season 5, so let's dive into it. So let's start off with Thomas Snow. Now obviously this is the father of Caitlin Snow, who we knew is going to be returning or making his first appearance in The Flash in Season 5, and with that we see the actor known as Kyle Secor, who is going to be taking up the role of Thomas Snow. Now I think this character is most likely going to come into play in around episode 6 of the show, as that episode is being titled The Iceman Cometh or something like that, or The Icicle Cometh, I don't quite remember which one it was, but obviously that is clearly a very much Killer Frost and also, you know, Caitlin Snow related episode. Obviously we know Caitlin is getting quite a big story next season, which is very exciting for me. So this is going to be the introduction of Dr. Thomas Snow and the actor Kyle Secor, who's going to be playing the role. Now this actor, he hasn't been in much of note that I would say many people have known of. He was in the Purge election year. He was also in American Horror Story. He's also done a lot of shows for ABC in the past, but not really anything for the CW as much as I can see. So that's quite interesting that they've actually gone for an actor who is not within the inner circle. One thing I talk a lot about when I talk about castings for the shows is, you know, how much the CW very much like to keep their castings in-house. They like to keep them with actors who they know and they trust from other shows. Like you get a lot of people from Supernatural, you get a lot of people from the originals, the 100 and things like that. But for this, Kyle Secor, he's not done anything for the CW. I'm looking at his IMDb page right now. I can't see anything on here that's a CW show. He's done a lot for ABC, he's done quite a bit for CBS, but I don't see anything for the CW. So it's quite interesting that they've gone for this, and the fact that Kyle Secor has come down to the CW, I think that's quite cool, and quite a good get for them, I suppose. Now, personally, I haven't seen anything he's done. I haven't actually heard of him before. Like, when they first cast him, I was like, you know, his name just wasn't familiar to me at all. So I can't actually speak to his acting talent or how good he is. Maybe you guys can in the comments if you've seen him in anything. But personally for me, I have not seen this guy in absolutely anything, so I'm going to have to wait and see on this one. But all that being said with Kyle Secor, in regards to Thomas Snow and his character, I'm very excited. Like I said, Caitlin, she has deserved the story for such a long time. She's needed a storyline to really propel her character because she hasn't had one really ever. They tried in Season 4 and then they kind of just gave up about halfway through. So they really are going to have to nail this one home in Season 5 if they really want to give Caitlin and Killer Frost a satisfying storyline. And with that, bringing in her father, who we thought was dead, is a good way to do that, and it's a good way to bring it up and bring him back into the fray that would actually really give Caitlin a lot of conflict within Season 5, which I'm excited to see. And with all of that happening, the fact that this character could also be Icicle, this character could have his own powers in, you know, himself, that's very interesting to me as well. I would actually be very interested to see if they go down that route and down that storyline, if he has the cold powers as well. And maybe that's why, you know, Caitlin Snow has been Killer Frost all her life, is because it was a genetic thing. It was actually passed on to her from her father, who also had that power. And maybe that's what him and his wife were actually trying to do. They were trying to cure him, and with that something went wrong, and it was passed on to Caitlin. You know, there's a lot of theories about how Caitlin actually was Killer Frost, because we obviously all thought it was due to Flashpoint, but that's actually obviously been retconned, and it's actually not that. She's had it ever since she was a child. So if this character, if Dr. Thomas Snow actually ends up being Icicle, then we can see that it was actually a genetic thing and it was passed on, and I think that's very interesting. I actually am excited to see, you know, when that revelation comes, the conflict between the two. Will we see Icicle and Killer Frost team up? I'm sure we will at some point, and that's very exciting to think about. But with this overall casting, although I don't know the actor, I definitely think he has the look, and I'm excited to see how he becomes into this character as the show goes on. Now, we also got the casting for Ragdoll. Now, we did find out that Ragdoll is going to be a villain who is coming to the show. We also then got the episode titles. Like, we found out that episode 5 is going to be called something that relates to the character of Ragdoll. All Dolled Up, I believe the episode is called. And we have all kind of speculated that, yeah, this is where Ragdoll is going to show up. Now, the casting for Ragdoll is very, very interesting indeed. Now, the reason it's interesting is because this actor who is going to be portraying Ragdoll is not actually, or technically, an actor. He's actually from a completely different background. But when I tell you who he is and I show you what he's actually done, you're going to be very understanding as to why they have obviously gone with this casting choice. And the actor who's going to be portraying Ragdoll is going by the name of Troy James. Now, you may not know Troy James. As I said, he's not an actor. But let me just show you this.
Oh my
So, as you've seen just then, Troy James was actually a contestant on America's Got Talent, and he is a contortionist. He is able to bend and warp his body in loads of different directions and, you know, pretty much with ease. And, you know, he makes it look very creepy, he makes it look very stylized, he makes it look very scary. And I believe that is why they have cast him as Ragdoll. And this is quite an interesting way, you know, to actually take a character who, you know, is quite a reasonably, you know, interesting character in the comics and actually have him being played by a talent show contestant. You know, that's quite a different route to go down. Very CW, might I say, but, you know, still, besides all that, casting Troy James in this role, I'm actually very happy with. I think that this guy, you know, I think he's very charismatic when you just look at him just as a guy. But also, I mean, look at what he can do. This guy can just do all these creepy motions with his body, the way he can move his legs and wrap his head around. It's just, it's really creepy. And, you know, one thing I really want to see with Ragdoll, even if he's in one episode, like, he might just be in one episode, he might be in a few more than that, who knows, we'll have to wait and see. If he's really well received, they might keep bringing him back. But, you know, one thing that'll be interesting to see is that I really want Ragdoll to be a scary and creepy villain. I really want, you know, all of Team Flash to be creeped out by this guy, by the way he moves around and the way his body can change and you know, shift and things like that. I want Team Flash and I want Barry. I want all of them to be terrified of this guy. And I think we could get that with this guy. I think he would actually be able to really pull that off and nail that home of just this really creepy body warper, contortionist, you know, triple jointed guy. And it's just perfect. It really works well in my head. I'm looking at this now and I'm just thinking, yes, this is a perfect casting. And I'm so excited. I really hope this villain gets more than one episode because, like I said, with this actor, I'm really interested to see what they do with him. And I want to see, you know, it's going to be like when they first started doing the elongated man in Season 4 and all the CGI for that. I don't know how much CGI they'll use for Ragdoll. Maybe none at all. Maybe that's why they did specifically cast this guy, because they realised, well, if we get this guy, we won't even need to CGI it. So that would be probably a good idea, and I would actually prefer that. Don't do any CGI with this character. Just literally let him do his thing. Let him do what he's good at. You know, do what he does best. And I feel like we'll have a great villain with Ragdoll. And now I'm just really interested to see, will he be in just that one episode, or will he be a recurring character throughout the season? I really hope it's the latter. But what do you guys think about all these casting choices and all these official casting news for The Flash Season 5? Make sure you let me know all your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. And make sure you let me know any more castings you'd like to see in The Flash Season 5. Obviously, there are still a few characters yet to be cast, so make sure you let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like. It'll help me out a lot. And share this video with anyone and everyone you know who loves DC TV and get them to join the community. And as always guys, please subscribe for your latest content on Supergirl, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow and Black Lightning. And with all that said guys, I hope to see you again in my next video.